All right, man, peace. You know, brothers, it's extremely apparent to me that there has been a code red declared on R. Kelly, a.k.a. Robert Kelly, a.k.a. the Pied Piper, a.k.a. the Orpheus/Pan of the music industry. And the reason why it's so obvious is because R. Kelly is not doing much different from what many of the other more prominent members of the craft do. That being participating in pansexual orgies, and that includes females, males, children, animals, etc. I truly believe that we've only touched on the tip of the iceberg when it comes to R. Kelly. Of course, what I'm saying is alleged, but I do believe that what I'm saying is going to be validated in the relatively near future. Why am I saying all this? Because supposedly there's a quote unquote gentleman who found a sex tape of R. Kelly that was intermixed with his group of sports VHS tapes, allegedly. And he decided that he was going to connect with entertainment lawyer to the stars, or to attention-mongering females, Gloria Allred. And they had, of course, a press conference, which is what her protocol normally is. And he gave a very bullshit explanation for how he attained the tape and realized what was on it. So I have to wonder if R. Kelly is a major component of the child sex tape and pornography rings that are going on all across America. Because you have certain circles that, of course, the masses and people who are not into that type of thing don't know about until it finally gets exposed. And child sex slave trafficking has been going on in America since its foundation. All you have to do is look at the Franklin cover-up.
Another video allegedly showing R. Kelly having sex with underage girls is now in the hands of investigators. We learned about it the day after the singer was released from jail in Chicago on Saturday. An anonymous person paid more than $161,000 that Kelly is owed for child support. Tarika Duncan is at the Cook County Courthouse in Chicago with more on this story. Tarika, good morning to you.
Good morning to you. The state attorney's office here in Chicago was already in possession of 2 alleged sex tapes. But with this new tape, well, that was handed over to federal prosecutors, and it only underscores the crisis that Kelly is facing.
Well, the public has yet to see what's on the tape. So I think that it's a little bit disingenuous to claim that it underscores any type of issue or crisis that R. Kelly is undergoing. The real crisis that R. Kelly is being forced to endure is the fact that the entertainment industry does not need him anymore. So now they can put him through a public lynching, per se, an Orphic ritual, where they can have his own maenads, his own fangirls tear him apart.
I promise you, we're going to straighten all of this stuff out. That's all I can say right now. I promise you.
His child support issues may have been resolved, but R. Kelly's legal problems only seem to worsen this weekend.
Brothers, also, please pay very close attention to what Mr. Gary Dennis states, because he once again is going to accentuate a concept that they're trying to push through the mainstream media about this R. Kelly case. Not only are they trying to hone in on what he did with quote unquote young girls, but also the race of the young girl, because they're trying to reinforce the victimization mentality in the so-called black female, as well as trying to make sure that they further increase the separation between the so-called black man and woman in this society. Let's hear what Gary Dennis states here.
He was sexually abusing underage African American girls.
Brothers, you notice how with this R. Kelly case, they're trying to make sure that everyone focuses on not just what he did or allegedly did to females, but that they also focus on the race. This is pivotal for them, because they want the so-called black female to side with her feminist aspect always above her race. They do not want the so-called black woman to look at the so-called black man as someone that they can trust to work with and work alongside, to try to seek out any form of racial retribution or authority or what have you. They want to make sure that the so-called black female looks at the feminist white woman for fellowship before she does the so-called black man. That's why they keep honing in on and having many of these props on television say African American girls. Anytime you hear someone who's trying to push the feminist agenda for the so-called black woman, they're going to say black girls or African American girls, because supposedly the notion is that black females are held in lower regard than anyone in Western society, that they've been victimized more than anyone. And that's what they want. They want the so-called black male and female to get into the who's been the bigger victim thing. They really want that, because that's going to be dissension. And while that's going on, there's never going to be any improvement. There's never going to be any real change of substance.
He was sexually abusing underage African American girls.
Garrett.
So, sir, you said that R. Kelly was sexually abusing underage African American girls, plural. So that means that when you started watching the tape, you didn't stop it immediately, unless you saw R. Kelly having a quote-unquote orgy or menage or per se. If he was having sex one-on-one, you had to watch the whole tape to know that he was having intercourse with multiple partners.
Gary and Sally Dennis, a couple from Pennsylvania, announced Sunday.
A couple from Pennsylvania, a couple of freaks, allegedly.
They had given a recently discovered sex tape to the U.S. attorney in Brooklyn.
They recently discovered that they happened to have an R. Kelly sex tape intermingled amongst their VHS tapes. Isn't that something? So, brothers, I have to ask this hypothetical question. When's the last time that you put a VHS tape into your VCR, if you even have one? Right now, we're in the age of the DVD. We're not even really in the age of the DVD. We're in the age where you order movies through your cable system if you really want to watch them. You don't even need DVDs anymore. This dude still has VHS tapes. And once again, I understand that they're an older couple. Maybe they're still stuck in their ways. But I have a very difficult time believing that they recently discovered that they have an R. Kelly sex tape. I think that they need to be investigated because their story, when it comes to how they acquired the tape or how long they've had knowledge of what was on it, is just not adding up.
Clint.
And that's how you know that they have it out for R. Kelly, because they're going to use anything. They're not even worried about how this dude got the tape. They're more concerned with using this as empirical evidence to prove that R. Kelly is some type of inordinate sex fiend, which we already knew.
I thought it was a recording of an R. Kelly concert.
Get out of here. You thought it was a recording of an R. Kelly concert. And how long have you had that tape in your possession, sir?
Their lawyer, Gloria Allred, said the couple had never met R. Kelly and didn't know how the VHS tape ended up in a box in their basement.
Somebody must have dropped it down the chimney. What kind of bullshit is that? They don't know how the tape ended up in a box in their basement.
Over the years, there have been friends that gave him sports tapes because...
Yes, he's had friends that gave him tapes. They're known as sex traffickers. They're known as pornography hustlers. That's what they're known as, allegedly.
Because they know he likes sports. He has no idea.
Yes, they know that he likes sports. The sport that he liked the most with R. Kelly was motorboating, because that's what he was watching. That's the only sport he was watching when he put that tape in.
No idea. He's tried to think about it and no idea. These are very old tapes.
Well, give me a fucking break. If the man likes sports tapes, why the hell did he say that he thought that it was an R. Kelly concert? Is that a sport or is that something else? They don't even know what the hell they think. They're just trying to gang up on R. Kelly.
Kelly, who was acquitted on child pornography charges in 2008, has not been charged in connection with this new video. It is the third underage sex tape to surface this year, allegedly featuring Kelly.
Keep it on the down low. Oh.
Attorney Michael Avenatti says he turned over 2 other videos to the Cook County State's attorney.
These 2 videotapes leave no doubt as to the guilt of R. Kelly.
You need to be concerned about your own guilt.
He is clearly visible on both videos.
In his interview with...
So you sat down and watched both videos with popcorn and a lubricant.
With Gayle King last week, Kelly repeatedly denied ever having sex with minors.
I guarantee you that I'm going to come out of this, okay, like I did before, and it's not...
I'm going to come out of this, and then I'm going to get back to coming and coming.
And it's not a bragging thing, it's not an ego thing.
So you don't want to address the new video
I'm
tape
not
that surfaced?
I'm not addressing nothing.
All right.
Steve Greenberg, Kelly's defense attorney, told us yesterday, quote, "As far as I know, there are no tapes of Mr. Kelly and underage girls." Meanwhile, the family...
Oh, please. R. Kelly probably has 200, 300 tapes floating around amongst the child pornography circuit all across America.
Family of Joycelyn Savage, one of Kelly's girlfriends, is working with Kelly's team to try and facilitate a meeting with their daughter, a face-to-face meeting. They say that they believe Kelly has brainwashed their daughter and say...
I would agree with that. So they better have some type of trigger word or keyword that can snap her out of whatever spell she's under.
Say they have not seen her in 2 years. John?
Jerika, thank you.
Jerika, thank you. It'll be interesting to see if this meeting takes place, because the family tells me that they're always told we're going to meet, we're going to set up a meeting, and it never comes to pass. This one, they said, looks more promising than in the past, so we'll see if that works out. They're hoping that it takes place this week. We will see.
By the way, they're special, and the whole team that put it together did a fabulous job on Friday night.
That's so nice of you to say, because I marveled at that. I emailed Susan Zarinsky and said, how in less than 48 hours did they put that together with several new pieces of video? I said, bravo to the
superpowers of CBS News.
Yes, it is amazing.
Superpowers of CBS bullshit. Okay? That's all that was. CBS stands for corporate bullshit. At the end of the day, they better make sure that they have a lot more than just some accusations. They better make sure that they can prove that whoever is on those videos is R. Kelly, as well as being able to prove the age of the females that he's having sex with. Because if not, I mean, what really are they going to use to try to get this man thrown into prison? I mean, it is what it is. It's just nonsense.
Best team in television, that's right. And millions tuned in.
Congratulations to all. Jerika, thank you again.
At the end of the day, R. Kelly is just another warlock in the entertainment industry. The only difference is that what separates him from many of the other warlocks is that the proclivity that he cannot control happens to be his obsessive infatuation with pubescent girls. Other artists like to have sex with animals. Jamie Foxx, allegedly. Other artists like young boys. Other artists like children. Other artists like homosexuality. Other artists are lesbians. They're all freaked out in that sphere. And any one of them can have their card pulled or their file opened. Right now, R. Kelly is on the other side of his career. He's on the other side of the mountain. They don't need him anymore. So now that we're moving towards the more overt observation of the veneration of the Mother Goddess, they need to take down certain pillars that were associated with male over masculinity from the 1990s and early 2000s. And why not start with R. Kelly, or at least why not add him to the list of men that they're going to use as an example? It is what it is. So peace.